Alright. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about something today. I'm going to turn my camera up a little bit. Right. Yeah. There is something I want to talk to you guys about. And today, I actually wanted to talk about why I had decided to put the role-playing games in the order that I had. At least part of the reason. Alright? Now, one of the reasons that I didn't explain this in the last video, was because I don't like games that make me have to go to, like, Google and search out how to finish the game. Okay, I don't like games that do that. It means that the developers created a puzzle that didn't give me enough information to complete the puzzle. Okay, and I don't like that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you guys have to agree with me because I don't like it. As a matter of fact, many of you can actually like that aspect of games where it forces you to go and look it up, you know, because it doesn't give you enough information, or it doesn't give you the right information or the right clues. Okay? Alright, here's an example. In Wild Arms 5, there is a part of the game where you can't solve it because they don't give you enough information. You just can't do it. Like, so if they just put out the game and they didn't give you, like, a guidebook or anything, and, you know, they didn't know how to do it themselves, that probably doesn't make much sense because they made the game. They should know the solution. But yeah, I mean, they messed up. They messed up pretty bad. I mean, and that's part of the reason why a game like Wild Arms 5 only got, like, what? In what place? The teens? Alright? No, I'm just saying, for example, I mean, FF12 kind of does the same thing. Although it's not as bad. It's not as bad. I mean, and sometimes, yeah, sometimes, like in some games, you have to just use the process of elimination. Because you can't win otherwise. Alright? I'm just saying. You know, like to solve puzzles. Alright? Now, I wanted to talk about something else. A lot of people might get angry because no FF10 is on that list. Because it's not that, you know, and I'm going to explain this to you guys too, like right now. I don't totally hate FF10. Okay? It just didn't make my top 20. Didn't even make top 21. Okay? Which can be looked at as being, you know, quite bad. You know? Look, I understand, like, Castlevania Curse of Darkness is quite, well, I mean, at first it's kind of easy and it gets a little tougher as you venture on. And yeah, I know I'm talking about something different now. But there's a reason, okay? Now, I understand that. And it's fun, you know? Easy is fun, okay? And FF10 is, I mean, it's good, but it's just not great, you know? I mean, it really wasn't that good to me. I mean, I friggin' sat there and just plowed through all the bosses. I mean, through most of them, and it just, I mean, most of the time what you're doing is you're just building up your momentum to be able to cast Summon. You know, a Summon attack in battle. An Overdrive. Or a Summon attack. Or a Summon Overdrive. And the boss battle is practically finished. once you do so. But that's not really, like, the only factor, about FF10 that I didn't really like. As a matter of fact, another thing I didn't like about FF10 was the fact that the system they used, okay? Like, I understand this. When you leveled up, okay, or when you built an S level, like, you could have so many added S levels to your characters. And that's fine. But why do I need so many? Like, you need to fight so many, like, battles just to get, like, one S level later on. And it's like a sieve. Like, I mean, it's freaking... Oh, my God. I mean, so, like, this was part of the reason why I had, like, an off and on relationship with a game like FF10. I mean, because it's not as good as it looks. I'm not saying it's entirely horrible. Okay? I just didn't like the game because basically I didn't like the level up system so much near when you're trying to build higher S levels. Okay? That is pretty bad. I mean, you need, like, I needed literally, and I remember getting up to this point too. I needed like 100,000. And I was going through at least like 70 or so battles just to get that one S level. So I can get like, what, 50 MP? I mean, come on. I mean, it's not that bad necessarily, but I mean, you're not getting like 50 MP. I mean, unless I think you can get, what is it? You can get a lot of MP in FF10. I'm not saying that. Because you can, like, fill in empty nodes. Now, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. The nodes. Okay, I didn't really like this. I mean, it created balance in one way, but it didn't create balance in another. Because there's really, like, I mean, unless you were, I think it was maybe Lulu that was probably, like, the only one that had, a sort of balanced, like, way of getting around the node grid. Whatever you want to call it. The sphere grid. Okay? I didn't really like it all that much. And I know a lot of games actually do that. Like, they'll say, okay, one character is going to have, like, 50 strength, and then the other character is going to have, like, 0 strength and, like, 50 magic attack, I mean, but no, I mean, and it's kind of funny because it reminds me of, like, Legend of Dragoon, where Kongol had, like, where he had, like, like 200 attack power, but, he didn't ever get a turn in battle. Where Maru had, like, 100 attack power, but she got, like, 80 turns in a row. Oh my god, it's so bad. Yeah, but also Maru would also, like, run and trip over a stick and then croak. Because she didn't have that much defense. Oh, of course, that's Legend of Dragoon. But anyways, I mean, like, FF10, it just really wasn't that good to me. Or it wasn't that good enough for me to put in, my top 20, or even top 21. PS2 RPGs. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to like that because they like FF12. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't any challenges either in FF12. There are definitely challenges in FF12. Did I say FF12? I'm sorry, I meant to say FF10. Yeah, there are definitely challenges in FF10, like the lightning, like dodging lightning. That was actually kind of hard to do. That was actually very hard to do. That's actually about as hard as the jump rope in FF9. I mean, that's very challenging. That whole part, you know. Alright, and what else? Oh yeah, I was beating the Albades. and what was that? That water game. I forget. You know, soccer underwater or whatever. Blitzball, that's right. Blitzball. That was actually kind of the bonus of FF10. Is that, you know, you got to play Blitzball. I mean, I actually kind of liked Blitzball. Blitzball, I mean, they had better side games, in my opinion, in FF10. They did, well, in my opinion. I mean, actually, I like playing Blitzball better than freaking jump rope. I mean, it's a little more fun to me. Then again, it's also more sporty, too. Alright, yeah, I know. And beating the Albades in Blitzball was actually quite challenging. Because in order to beat the Albades, you needed to have, like, a wicked high attack. Or wicked high endurance. Or something like that. Like, you had to have a wicked high kick. I mean, it was kind of complicated, but that's why I kind of liked it a bit, is because, you know, you, like, I don't know how to explain this, like, the goalie would have, like, 15 endurance, and then you'd have, like, 15 kick, but then your jet shot would add maybe, like, 2 or 3 points, but you could only do it, like, one time, you know, and you might not be able to get it in because you lose points as the ball drifts into the goal. Okay? Yeah, so it's kind of out in that way. But, you know, it actually works out. I mean, but the Albeds were a pain in the ass. Alright. Now, there are a lot of other RPGs I know that didn't make it in my PS2 RPG selection. Like the Tales series. Well, I haven't played all the Tales games. Okay, and I mean, I don't remember. I think Tales of the Abyss might have been the last one, but I gave up on that one. I don't remember what the actual reason was, but I think it was because I just felt like the game was too long. And that's another thing I'm going to get into, too. Not right this minute. Yeah, so the Tales games, they didn't really make it. Okay? What else? Okay? Oh, the X-Men games. Huh. Oh my god. You know, let me put it to you guys this way. And you know, I actually liked it when, some developer went out there and created the X-Men Legends games. And, I mean, it was a good idea, you know, but it wasn't well implemented, you know, like, like, I mean, it was good because they hadn't done it, you know, like, at all. And when they created X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends 2, well, X-Men Legends 2 is still a bit better. Okay. Alright. But here's the thing, and I remember playing the game, actually. Actually, I remember playing X-Men Legends 1 and 2. Is that you're very limited to item carrying. Okay? Of course, I actually had some issues with the game that I owned when I bought X-Men Legends 2. Like, I couldn't get past a certain point, so the game would just, you know, freeze on me. Because people don't know how to take care of the games. Yeah, you guys gotta stop scratching the back of games. It's not funny. I don't think it's funny like that you guys do that. Like when I go and buy a used game and I see the freaking back of it scratched up and I can't freaking play it. Alright? So you guys gotta stop doing that. You gotta be more responsible. Or else I don't think, honestly, I don't think like these game companies should buy your games if, you guys are bringing them back with a scratched back on them. It's not funny. You're cheating them out. Well, they probably make tons of money anyways. That still doesn't make it right. Alright, anyways. Yeah, so the X-Men Legends games, like, every time you pick up a health, you could only pick up, like, maybe like 10 or 20 healths? Like, potions kind of thing. You could only pick up, 10 or 20 of those. I think it was actually 9. Like, oh my god, I can only pick up 9? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you really freaking kidding me? But the game really wasn't all that bad. I mean, I'm not saying X-Men Legends was really a terrible game. As a matter of fact, X-Men Legends 2 is probably, it'd probably be, like, in a top 30. It wouldn't be in a top 20, though. I mean, it really wasn't that bad, but it's not something I would have put on my top 20. Most certainly. Okay, now, what other RPGs on the PS2 did I actually miss out? I'm trying to think. Oh, yes. There were, what's that one that's like Digimon? But, oh, I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, but the game, like, I know what it's like, though. And the name might come to me later on if I just start describing it now. You get, like, a bunch of characters, okay? Like, you get, like, a bunch of these cutie characters, and you can put them on your team. You can have up to 9 of them in battle. Okay, I cannot remember the name of that game. Alright. You can have 9 of these characters in battle. And they did actually quite good in some ways with this. Well, but here's the thing. They limited you to only being able to go to level 20 with any of these characters. Alright? God, I wish I could remember the name of it, though. I know it doesn't really help all that much. Yeah, there were actually 2 of these games. Okay, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't really that bad. I mean, it was kind of like a Pokemon-esque type game. But you could have 9 characters in battle, and it really was kind of cool. It was a cool, inventive idea. But you could only go up to, like, level 20. See, that's what I kind of hate about games like that. Like, they'll only allow you to go up to, like, level 20. I want to be able to go up to, like, freaking 99. No, okay, maybe not 99, like, right then and there. So maybe, like, I want them to be able to go higher than freaking 20. Okay? Yeah, that one, I mean, it really wasn't all that bad, but, I mean, it wasn't really something that I would have put in a top 20. Now, I think I am going to do this right now. I'm going to talk about length of games. And is it better to have a game that is lengthy versus one that isn't? Okay, and I really did want to get deep into this because it's intriguing. Okay, I'm going to take 2 RPGs that I put on my list right now. FF12 and Castlevania. Curse of Darkness. Okay, FF12 can literally take you up to 60 hours to beat. I mean, depending on what you do. depending on what you do, it can take you up to 50 to 60 hours. Literally. And that's a long time. I mean, it takes you a long time to get from point A to point Z in FF12. Very true. Now, Castlevania only takes you about 15, 16 hours. Well, actually, I mean, it probably could take some of you a bit less because I try and steal stuff from some enemies, you know, for the challenge too, of creating stuff like that. But, you know, I'm just saying, Castlevania can take you only like 15 to 16. Actually, Suikoden 1 for the PS1 took me 13 hours. 13. Okay? Super Metroid takes some people like 5 hours to beat. So, what is actually better, in my opinion? A longer game or a shorter game? And why? Okay? I'm going to be quite honest. I like the shorter games better. Well, I mean, and Castlevania might not be really that short like a Metroid game. Okay? But it's still shorter than FF12. Okay? And I mean, it's kind of in the middle. I mean, it's not... FF12, that's like 60, 50 hours. That's a lot of time to put into a freaking game. 50... But I know a lot of people have put a lot of time into some games. Well, especially people who played Disgaea. Disgaea can take you... Actually, that's another one that can take you up to 60, 50 hours. Depending on what you do. Oh, yeah. When you have, 12 story missions... 12, 13, 14 story missions in the game. Yeah! They can take you up to 50, 60 hours. So I've actually heard some people say 70, 80 for Disgaea. And for Disgaea too. Because there's a dark world as well. That could be over 150. Alright? But, yeah, I prefer the shorter games over the longer ones. But that does not necessarily mean that a game like FF12 and Disgaea, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad games, just because they're longer games. But I will be more willing to stick with a game that's shorter because I feel like I can get to the end sooner. Alright? Of course, that's part of the reason why I play the Metroid games, because they don't take so long to beat. That's why I like a lot of action role-playing games, because again, they don't take so long to beat, except maybe FF12, but that's still kind of turn-based. It's turn-based and action, so... Alright, so I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Like I've said in this video, I didn't like FF10 all that much. And if you guys like it, that's fine. I'm not here to try and change how you feel about FF10. If you want to change how you feel about FF10, that's up to you. Alright, but I'm not here to do that. But you gotta see that it's just not all good. Okay? Alright, anyways. I just want to thank you guys for watching this video, this rant about time in games, how long it takes you to beat a game. Is it better to play a longer game or a shorter game? Okay? And why I didn't like FF10 so much, and why other games did not go on my PS2 RPG list. since some of you might be concerned. So I'm just telling you. Alright, and I thank you guys for watching this video.